Your computer has roughly 60,000 files on it right now. Somewhere out there, someone has written code designed to ruin your day through any one of them. The word malware gets tossed around like it means one thing. It doesn't. There are at least 10 completely different flavors of digital nastiness. They each attack your system in totally different ways. This is every malware type explained. Viruses. Everyone calls all malware a virus. That's like calling every vehicle a sedan. A virus is a specific type of malicious code that attaches itself to a clean program or file. It just sits there doing nothing until you actually run that file. Think of it like a stowaway hiding inside a shipping container. It only causes problems once someone opens the door. Once activated, it copies itself to other files on your system. The key detail is how they spread. Viruses travel through email attachments, USB drives, and sketchy downloads. Every single one requires a human action to trigger. That's actually their biggest weakness. Modern antivirus tools catch most known viruses through signature databases. They match your files against a massive library of known threats. The biggest myth is that viruses are the scariest malware out there. They're honestly one of the oldest and most detectable types on this entire list. Worms. Here's where things get genuinely creepy. A worm is malware that spreads entirely on its own. No clicking required. No downloading. No human needed at all. It crawls through networks like a cockroach, finding every gap in the walls. A worm is a standalone program that exploits software vulnerabilities. It doesn't need a host file. It doesn't need your permission. Once it hits one machine on a network, it scans for others and copies itself over automatically. The 2003 SQL Slammer worm infected roughly 75,000 servers in about 10 minutes. That's the kind of speed we're talking about. The key number here is propagation rate. Worms eat bandwidth and crash entire networks purely through sheer volume. Keeping your operating system patched is the single best defense. Worms exploit known vulnerabilities that updates fix. The mistake people make is thinking a firewall alone stops worms. If one machine inside the network is already infected, the wall means nothing. Trojans. Named after the original wooden horse. And honestly, the name is perfect. A Trojan disguises itself as legitimate software. It looks helpful, useful, maybe even fun. Underneath, it's something completely different. You download what looks like a free PDF reader. Quietly, a backdoor opens on your system. Trojans don't replicate like viruses or worms do. They rely entirely on tricking you into installing them. It's social engineering wrapped in a .exe file. The critical thing to understand is the payload. Some Trojans steal your data. Others install additional malware behind the scenes. Some just open a door for an attacker to walk through later. Downloading software only from official sources is the strongest defense here. The most common mistake is trusting a file because it has a familiar icon. Trojans are the con artists of the malware world. They don't break in. You hold the door open for them. Ransomware. This one has made more headlines than any other type in the last decade. Ransomware encrypts your files and holds them hostage until you pay up. That's the entire business model in one sentence. Imagine someone changing every lock in your house, then charging you for the new keys. It usually arrives through phishing emails or compromised websites. Once it executes, it encrypts documents, photos, databases, everything it can reach. Then you see the ransom note. Payments are almost always demanded in cryptocurrency for anonymity. The average ransom demand for businesses has climbed into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Regular offline backups are the single best protection against ransomware. If you have clean backups, you can wipe the system and restore without paying a cent. The huge mistake people make is actually paying the ransom. There's no guarantee you get your files back, and you're literally funding the next attack on someone else. Spyware. This one is sneaky by definition. Spyware sits on your machine and quietly watches everything you do. It monitors your browsing habits, collects passwords, and tracks keystrokes. Then it sends it all back to whoever planted it. Like having a stranger reading over your shoulder 24 hours a day. Spyware often arrives bundled with free software or through shady browser extensions. You won't see a pop-up. You won't notice a slowdown at first. It's designed to be completely invisible. The important detail here is data volume. Some spyware packages capture gigabytes of personal information over weeks without detection. Anti-malware scans and careful extension management are your main defenses. The common myth is that only sketchy websites install spyware on your machine. Legitimate-looking apps have been caught bundling it too. Some were sitting right there in official app stores, looking perfectly innocent. Adware, the annoying little cousin of the malware family. Adware floods your screen with unwanted advertisements. Pop-ups, banners, redirects, full browser hijacks, the whole circus. It's the digital equivalent of someone stapling flyers to every surface in your house. Adware usually installs alongside free programs, buried in terms nobody actually reads. Some adware just shows ads. Some tracks your behavior to serve targeted ones. The line between adware and spyware gets blurry fast. The key detail is the revenue model. Developers make money per impression or per click on those ads. Your annoyance is literally their paycheck. An ad blocker and actually reading install prompts are the simplest defenses. The mistake people make is ignoring adware because it seems harmless. Heavy adware slows your system, drains your battery, and opens the door to much worse infections down the line. Rootkits. This is the stuff that keeps security researchers up at night. A rootkit hides itself and other malware from detection entirely. It buries deep into your operating system, sometimes at the kernel level. Think of it like a burglar, who also disables all the security cameras on the way in. Rootkits modify system files and intercept OS-level calls. They make infected processes completely invisible to your monitoring tools. Your antivirus might scan the entire drive and find absolutely nothing. That's the whole point of a rootkit. The critical detail is persistence. Rootkits survive reboots and sometimes even full hard drive wipes. Firmware-level rootkits are the worst-case scenario. Detection requires specialized rootkit scanners or behavioral analysis tools. A complete OS reinstall from clean media is sometimes the only reliable fix. The myth that regular antivirus catches rootkits is dangerously wrong. Rootkits are designed to hide from exactly those tools. Keyloggers. The name gives it away completely. A keylogger records every single keystroke you type. Passwords, messages, credit card numbers, search queries, all of it. It's like someone taping a hidden camera directly above your keyboard. Keyloggers come in two forms. Software keyloggers install like any other piece of malware. Hardware keyloggers are physical devices plugged between your keyboard and your computer. If you're ever at a public machine, check the USB ports. The important thing to understand is capture scope. A sophisticated keylogger grabs timestamps, window titles, and clipboard data too. Two-factor authentication is the strongest counter here. Even if someone captures your password, they still need the second factor to get in. The mistake people make is thinking a password manager alone keeps them safe. If a keylogger is running, it captures your master password the moment you type it. If you're still reusing the same password everywhere, drop a confession in the comments. Botnets. A botnet isn't one piece of malware. It's an entire army of infected machines, all controlled by one person. Your computer could be part of one right now. You'd have absolutely no idea. Each infected machine is called a bot, or a zombie. It's like your PC got drafted into an army it never signed up for. A botnet controller sends commands to thousands of compromised machines at once. They're used for DDoS attacks, spam campaigns, credential stuffing, and cryptocurrency mining. The key number here is scale. Some botnets have controlled over 1 million devices simultaneously. The Mirai botnet took down major websites by weaponizing ordinary smart home devices. Keeping all your devices updated and monitoring unusual network activity are the best defenses. The myth is that only computers get recruited into botnets. Routers, smart TVs, and security cameras are actually the easiest targets these days. Anything with a default password is basically volunteering. Fileless malware. This is the newest and arguably nastiest type on the list. Fileless malware doesn't install anything on your hard drive at all. It lives entirely in your system's memory. That makes it nearly invisible to traditional antivirus tools that scan files. It's like a ghost that leaves absolutely zero footprints behind. Fileless malware exploits trusted system tools like PowerShell or WMI. It uses programs already on your machine to carry out attacks. Security researchers call this living off the land. It's brutally effective. The key thing to understand is the detection gap. Traditional file-based scanning simply cannot find it. Behavioral analysis and memory scanning are the real defenses here. Endpoint detection and response tools are built for exactly this threat. The myth is that fileless means temporary or weak. Some fileless malware achieves persistence through registry keys or scheduled tasks. It's fileless, not powerless, and it's becoming more common every single year. So from a basic virus riding shotgun on an email attachment to fileless malware ghosting through your RAM, this world is way more layered than most people realize. Each type has its own playbook and its own weaknesses. They're collectively the reason security researchers still have jobs. If nothing else, maybe go update your OS tonight. Your future self will thank you for it. If you had to pick the malware type that freaks you out the most, what would it be? Drop it in the comments. If this video helped clear things up, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Next up, I'm breaking down every type of cyber attack and how they actually work in the real world. Click the video on screen right now.